Devello Studio, your code in the cloud. Github, commit and sync. Interaction with Github is well supported in Devello Studio, and this video will show you how to do it. The whole story starts from Deploy Project dialog under Tools menu, as we have already seen in the video explaining FTP upload. Repository name field is filled by project name by default, but can be changed as well. But commit button is disabled, so we cannot commit, because we're not logged in with our Github account. So have to close the dialog for now. We'll return soon however. As we saw in case of FTP upload, you can fill in these Github related fields and then they would appear by default in deploy dialog as well. We are not going to do it now though. In order to log in, go to the user account menu. Both items in fact open the same dialog. You can either log in using your Github or Google account or your own Devello Studio account. You can create an account in Register tab. Click on Github button opens up a new window which displays Github login mask. After entering credentials, we're guided to Github authorization mask which explains only public data will be granted to Devello Studio. You can revoke this granted access at any time via Github settings. As soon as login is performed, our Github username and profile icon appear in the menu bar. Also now we have two new options under menu, profile, and logout. Again return to deploy dialog. Owner name is now filled by our Github username, but commit button is yet not active, as we still haven't granted repo permission to Devello Studio. So far Github has granted us only public access for login. A click on Grant Repo Permission button opens again Github authorization window, requesting additional permission to work on your repositories. As mentioned before, this permission can be revoked by you. After authorizing requested permission, we'll be redirected back to Devello Studio, but this time with the commit button being active, as we have the required permission. As you see, Github has recognized a login using an external application. We just need to refresh the page to view our dashboard. Then we go to repositories. Now we return back to Devello Studio tab. Just a click on commit button is enough to have our project landed safely on a Github repository. Of course the bigger the project, the longer it will take. Commit has been successful. Let's switch again to Github tab to see what's happened there. A refresh is needed to show the newly created repository. Yeah, it has been created. It contains exactly the same contents as our project. Also commit message are set automatically, so you know where these files come from. Now all Github related fields in repository tab are automatically filled, which means we are able to sync project and also commit individual files and folders. It goes without saying that all these values may be changed again here. Besides committing the whole project to Github, individual files or folders can be committed also, provided Github information are already filled in settings dialog. In order to do so, right-click on given file or folder, go to Deploy, and select Commit to Github sub-item. File is committed. Now switch to Github tab to check it there. Yes, our changed file has been committed. Now we open the file to see the changes. In a previous video we learned how to create a project from a Github repository, and now we're going to partially import Github repository into our already existing project. In fact, we want to sync our project with repo. First, create a new file in Github repository, fill it with the test content and then commit it directly in Github. Now this repository has a new file that doesn't exist in our Devello Studio project. Devello Studio can sync your project with a given Github repository. It means files not existing in your project will be imported and others will be updated if they have a newer version on repository. Open Tools menu and click on Sync with Github repo item. Now project is synced with repository. Tree view structure is automatically refreshed to reflect new changes. It is the file we just created and committed in Github, and now it is a part of our project also. There is one more point to explain in settings pop-up. If auto sync with repo is selected, then project will be automatically synced with repository specified in above fields each time it is opened. Stay tuned for more, you will be impressed.